Our next guest is going to be Kody Chaet, the founder and CEO of Koffee Reinvented. As I wait just a second, and here he appears.
Hi there.
Kody, how's it going? Pleasure to see you. Yeah, take a seat. All right, we'll get this nice right in center so we can get this in the brand cam. If you, for our audiences who maybe were watching the live stream this morning, you were in the New Beverage Showdown.
I was.
Tell me a little bit about the experience. What'd you get out of it?
The experience I found was quite interesting because you're trying to cram a lot of information in 2 minutes. And I haven't really launched my company on the mass market yet, so I got to tell more of the foundation story of how I have been market testing and building the foundation of production in a form of a manufacturing facility for almost 2 years now, and we're launching next month. So it was exciting, but you know, I think that next year I'll have more of a grounded story.
Yeah, it's tough trying to cram so much information into a quick pitch. But since we have you here and we have a few minutes, talk a little bit about this. I mean, this has some pretty distinguishing characteristics, and maybe if you guys see on the brand cam, stomach friendly is a big call out for you guys.
Exactly.
Why, everyone's trying to differentiate with their coffee. So tell us what makes yours a little bit different.
Well, cold brew coffee is the hottest market right now. Everybody from Starbucks to your brother's making a cold brew coffee, and I've tried it, that's for sure. And I don't feel like people in 7-Eleven and Walmart and even mainstream markets know what cold brew coffee is. You go to a restaurant, they think you're talking about iced coffee. And so for me, I didn't want to jump over that obstacle or that hurdle and be able to trip on having people interpret your product or what it is wrong. And I feel that everybody has somebody that they know, if not themselves, that does have heartburn or acid reflux from food or coffee or something. And for me, I went back to the drawing board and made a big list of all the negative side effects associated with coffee. And when I named it Koffee Reinvented is because I did a study of 250 people, and I found that the coffee does not irritate people's stomach. It doesn't give them heartburn. It doesn't crash. It's not jittery. And specifically, the people that suffered from different conditions such as Crohn's, colitis, stomach acid reflux, even anxiety, depression, insomnia, kind of mental stuff, they didn't have any irritation from my coffee with these conditions. And a lot of them said this was the first coffee they've drank in years that didn't mess with them. Because people, they know coffee's not great for them, but they need energy, so they just go for it anyways. And then there's a lot of people that quit coffee. There's a lot of people that never have drank coffee. And then we have tea drinkers. What we found with our brand is we're actually pulling in all of these populations of people, which is a lot different than cold brew coffee.
Sure. Well, I mean, without maybe giving away the secret formula here, what in the process, or what when you guys are preparing the coffee, what makes it stomach friendly? What makes it have those attributes that you just detailed there?
It's a good question. Cold brewing is going to reduce the acid content between 65 and 75%. We use an ionized alkaline water, and that merges two technologies. An old technology, it's quite simple, just changing the temperature of the coffee. Time replaces heat. And then we add a modern technology, alkaline water ionizers, and right there you're minimizing the acid content, which is going to destroy your stomach by 90-95%. The final touch is that instead of heat pasteurizing it, we actually HPP. We actually preserve that moment where coffee does not mess with you. It tends to be less dehydrating as well. So the three things coming together, and of course I'm not going to give all my secrets, but I was an educational plant-based chef, so I spent a year in the kitchen testing and really digging into what is coffee, what can it be. And I found out that coffee, the way nature intended it to be, is actually a health food. Caffeine is actually a substance that is actually quite beneficial when prepared properly.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, I hope we do see you back here next year, because I think you have a great product. When you're getting feedback at this sort of early stage, how do you sort of determine what is maybe something, hey, that's some good feedback, maybe I'll take that in, with sticking to your principles? Because I know that you have an idea in your mind how you want this to be. No one can do this the way that you can do it in your mind. How do you sort of balance taking feedback and sticking to your principles?
Well, the way I want to answer that question is give you an example. Sugar is everywhere. We're an entirely sugar-free company. We use a non-GMO pure extract of monk fruit, the lohango fruit. It's a Chinese herb. And it's sugar-free. A lot of people have a bad stigma against stevia. And I understand people have different palates. So we found that this monk fruit doesn't get that reaction. Along the way, I can't tell you how many people have tried to convince me to go down that sugar road. It's what I like to call the drift. What most of everybody's doing is like you get caught in the drift, or you could stand strong in your ground in what you believe in and make a difference in what you truly believe in. Because I feel like that is where this product stands. It is completely different from anything on the market, and it will prove that.
Well, I think everyone in the room here and listeners at home can feel the passion that you have for this category. So thank you so much for joining us, Kody.
Thanks, man.
Hope to see you again next year.
Yeah, you too.
And we're going to continue on with the live stream lounge here with our next guest. Thanks.
Appreciate it.